So I am so fucking done with people acting a fool. I was hosting a speed dating event tonight, and the girl was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." I'm like, "What are you sorry about?" "I just found out about Twitch." I'm like, "What about Twitch?" "He committed suicide." I'm like, "No, he didn't." This is the first time I've even heard about it. But the moment she said it, I'm like, "No, he didn't." That is one of the happiest people on the face of this earth, like the face of this earth. I said, "How did he die?" She was like going through everything. She's like, "It just says that he committed suicide. It's on the Wall Street Journal and the New York Times. It has to be true." Wake the fuck up. Michael Jackson, Prince. I wouldn't even be surprised if Robin Williams didn't die by mistake. None of those people died by mistake. This is not a mistake. All those people died that died in 2020. They're doing something. They're getting rid of the whistleblowers, the talkers, anyone who might mention something, who knows something. They're all being eliminated. Kobe Bryant, all those people. I do not believe these are mistakes. Aaliyah, I don't believe. Tupac, Biggie, these are not mistakes. These are not coincidences. Call them sacrifices. Call them whatever the fuck you want. I don't give a shit. Twitch was one of the happiest people on the face of this fucking planet, with him and his wife and his kids. Don't you dare tell me he committed suicide and think that I'm gonna believe that fucking shit. I don't believe it. Not for now, not for a second. Nothing you can tell me will make me believe that that guy committed suicide. What was it? Kanye was just saying, "Oh, if I took the medication they give me, all they got to do is switch out one pill, and that's it." And I believe that, because that's what happened to Prince, and that's what happened to Michael Jackson. These are not coincidences. Stop acting like you believe that this shit is a fucking coincidence. I can't believe it. He did not. That man did not commit suicide. He didn't. And I'm over it. And I don't know why they're targeting Black people. And I don't know why they're targeting certain people. But this is not a coincidence. So stop talking shit. Stop talking to me like you think that I'm going to be like, "Really? Oh my God, wow. I'm not a fucking moron. I see things for what they are when I see them. I know when someone's lying. I know when someone's telling the truth. It's a freaking gift." That was the moment she said Twitch died. I was like, that he was already murdered. He was murdered. No, it was suicide. Okay, whatever. She's like, "No, it says it in the Wall Street Journal." You fucking sheep. You fucking moron. I'm over it. I'm so over it. Balenciaga, they didn't do anything wrong. Stop it. Stop it with the fucking Balenciaga. They've always been dark. They've always been disgusting. I've never given them a fucking dollar of my money because I know they're dark. I don't like their message. I don't like their brand. And I don't like the clothes that they produce. But now, because someone decided to make it a point that they had children in their ads, which, mind you, the children were not in bondage. The children were not in any danger. The children didn't do anything. Everyone's like, "Oh, who are their parents?" You know who their parents are? Their parents are people who were banking off the fucking ad. That's who their parents were. They were like, "Oh, we're going to make a lot of money for this. Fuck it. Let's just do it." If their parents thought there was any pedophilia involved or anything sexual, they would probably would not have done anything. But if you look at the pictures, those kids were not in any danger. Those kids were not in bondage. It was the teddy bears, the fucking teddy bears. And everyone's freaking out. And then my response to someone on YouTube, they were like, "Oh, I'm surprised you're not outraged." I'm like, first of all, I've been watching fashion for over 20 years. I've seen the Balenciaga fashion shows. I think they're fucking disgusting. I would never give that company a dollar of my money. Never, ever, ever. I don't even wear dupes with their name on it because I don't support the brand. But I'm not going to sit here and act like anything that they're doing is out of character. I'm not surprised Balenciaga did what they did. Not at all. I don't even understand why people are freaking out. They didn't do anything wrong. "Oh, but it's insinuating." Let me tell you something. The Catholic Church has, and I'm Catholic, has more pedophilia charges against them than any other organization in the world. Nobody gives a shit. They brush that shit under the rug. They might get a little bit of news and that's it. The concentration camps that they build all along the Mexican border to separate people from their families, parents from the kids, those kids that have never been reunited with their parents, what happened to those kids? Did they get sold into sexual slavery? Did they get killed? Where are those kids? Why aren't we talking about it? Because we got distracted. We've been distracted by distraction. And now people are more upset over photographs of kids with bondage teddy bears than they are about the Catholic Church and the actual children that are missing. I don't respect those people. I don't give a fuck what you're protesting. This was done by the media to get you to, one, be distracted, and two, try to take down a brand to see how much power do we have? How much influence do we have? How can we get these people to do what we want them to do? Like the Colosseum in Italy, they're distracting you while they rape the government of millions and billions of dollars. This is history repeating itself. But people are too stupid to learn history or remember history because they're distracted. The Kardashians are the biggest distraction in this world. The Kanye is the biggest distraction in this world. Everyone's like, oh, I'm going to vote for Kanye. I'm like, you're a fucking moron. Why? Because you're voting for Trump. I'm not voting for Trump. Kanye is for Trump. Kanye is for Alex Jones. Kanye is for the Republican Party. If you vote for Kanye, you're voting for Trump. Same exact thing. He says it over and over. He doesn't even deny it. I love Trump. I love the way I love everything he did. I'm not voting for fucking Trump. I don't give a fuck if Kanye is the mask. Why do you think him and Kim went to the White House? To get some girl out of prison? Wake the fuck up. This has been planned since then. They planned this shit since then. And you know why Kim and Kanye got divorced? Because no one's going to vote for Kanye while Kim is on his side because enough people in the world don't want another fucking Melania. They don't. They don't want fucking Kim Kardashian to be the first lady. So Kanye and Kim had to get divorced in order for him to run for presidency because he honestly thinks he has a shot. And they're trying to make it seem like he has a shot. And this is all happening to give him any kind of fucking platform. Because if he becomes president, guess who's coming back into his life? Kim. She's going to be the first lady. Hell to the motherfucking no. If you vote for Kanye, you're voting for Trump. Period. Don't be deceived. Don't be a fucking moron. If you don't see it, there's no hope for you. Because you're willfully ignorant. You're blind to what is happening. This is all a ruse. Look it up. I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of being the only person that sees this. And I'm not the only person. I surround myself with people who see it. The moment it happens, we look at each other and we're like, you saw that. I saw that. I see it. Because we didn't forget history. We didn't forget what happened. Like these people, my cousin, he's a fucking Trump supporter. He's like, well, the Republicans are the ones that set slaves free. And the Republicans did this. And the Democrats started the KKK. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck what happened 70 years ago. What's happening the last 10 to 15 years? That's what I want to know. I don't give a fuck whose party, what party, what. Parties switch back and forth throughout the history of the United States. And we're like one of the youngest countries in the world. Okay? We're babies compared to the other countries. Throughout the history of the United States, the Democratic and the Republican Party have been switching back and forth. I'm an independent. Because I don't care if you're a Democrat or you're a Republican. What are you going to do for the people? For the generic people. Not the richest. I care about the poorest. I'm one of those people. I do care about the poorest. So what are you going to do for the poorest, the middle class, and the rich? I don't vote for the guy that only cares about the rich. I don't care what party they are. Right now, a lot of Republicans are switching to Democrats or coming out as Democrats, even though they're not, because they want the Democratic vote. If you don't see that, you're a fucking moron. And I'm saying it. I don't give a shit. Repeat this, repost this. I don't give a fuck. I'm telling you the truth. It's common sense. I don't know what happened to common sense. Common sense disappeared when people started being all fucking snowflakes and all like, oh, I'm so offended. Shut the fuck up about being offended. Shut up and look. In the 80s, everybody was offended. But they just went on living their lives. And you knew who everybody was. You knew who were the racists. You knew what everybody felt. You knew what everybody thought. You didn't have to wonder, worry, or question anything. You knew where people stood. And now everybody has to hide and lie and deceive and betray. Why? Because we're so sensitive. Everyone's so offended. Why are you offended about Balenciaga? What the fuck did Balenciaga ever do to you? Nothing. But one guy decided to take this and turn it into something even worse. Balenciaga has always been dark and disgusting. Always. And let me tell you something, if you haven't figured it out, because some of you guys are fucking morons, and I'm saying it to your face, the news, the media, TV, radio, and movies are how secret societies communicate with each other. If you watch these things, they will tell you 5 to 10 years in advance what's going to happen if you're paying attention. And whenever something's happening, they distract you. Kelly Conway was the biggest distraction. Trump, distraction. Kardashians, distraction. Kanye, distractions. Balenciaga, distractions. What are they doing and why are they distracting you? That's what you should be thinking. When things like this happen, think, okay, this is a distraction. What are they trying to distract me from? Because this is not important. But I'm being distracted. Wake the fuck up. Wake up, stupida. I'm so over it. I'm tired of having to explain things to people. How do you not see it? How do me and all my friends see it, but you don't see it? No. You're willfully, you would rather watch YouTube and Instagram and watch the dumbest shit than educate yourself. Do you understand that we live in a time where you have access to information that people never had access to? Like when I grew up, you had to be wealthy to have an encyclopedia to get access to that information. Only the privileged had access to that information. Now you have all the access, and what do? You watch the dumbest shit. You play video games. You do the dumbest things with your life and your time. And then you follow the crowd. Like Peter Piper. Is Peter Piper? Peter Piper pecked the pickles. No. The Pied Piper. I always do that. The Pied Piper, right? And you're the mice chasing the Pied Piper because he's playing the music. Distracted. That's what that means, in case you didn't know. Look up the Colosseum. While people were at the Colosseum watching the freaking the fights, people were robbing the Roman Empire of all their gold, their silver, everything. By the time they had taken everything, they left to just let the Roman Empire fall apart. And everybody's like, what happened? You were too busy watching the fights in the Colosseum. And that's what's happening right now. You're too busy watching Kardashians, Balenciaga, and Kanye to see what's really happening with your government. Most people don't even know how many trillions of dollars we are in debt to China. Wondering why we can buy all these things from China and it's so cheap with free shipping. And then to return it costs like $60. It only cost me $10 to get it with free shipping, but to return it, it's $60. Yeah, well, guess what? Because we ship all of China's stuff for free because we owe them trillions of dollars. We just give them a port, an entire port, so they can save billions of dollars because we owe them trillions of dollars. We have so much tax debt because we have all these bailouts. And then at the end of the year, when the government's going to shut down, guess who bails us out? China. They buy all our debt. We owe them tons of money. How are we ever going to pay them back? Wake the fuck up. Wake up. Be a profitable business. Save your money. Stop looking for bailouts and money from the government. Stop taking advantage of the government and trying to get a big tax break. Pay your fucking dues so we can pay off our debt so we don't have to owe anybody anything. But no, we all want this and that and blah, blah, blah. Wake up, people. How you're not seeing it is beyond me. I've been talking about this for a while. There's so much corruption going on. In the 1990s, I think it was 1996, 7 or 8, I was in high school. And the MTA, the New York MTA, was $97 million over. Surplus. They gave away all these free rides. Everybody rode for free for one day. I remember that. You can take the bus, the train. It was free. You didn't have to pay for anything. Next year, guess what? $97 million in deficit. Obviously, somebody made a mistake or somebody ran away with all that money. And since then, since that time, we have been in a deficit. And we have always had to increase the rate. Where before, it was very rare that the price of the MTA went up. But after that, it kept going up and it kept going up and it kept going up. Why? Because people were robbing the MTA blind. Somebody made that huge mistake back then. They realized they can get away with it, and they did. And it's been happening ever since. When we gave up the Panama Canal, we lost a lot of money. That money compounded. That loss of money compounded and we've been in debt ever since. Along with other things. There's Reaganomics, there's this and that. Don't ever vote for someone who's not in politics. Reagan was the first one. We didn't learn from that. Trump, and now you want to vote for Kanye? Are you fucking kidding me? Do you honestly think someone that has absolutely no government experience is going to be able to run this government? No. We've seen it already twice. Why would you? Because he's black. He's using his blackness and his the fact that he can relate to different types of people to get the black vote. Why? Because you cannot win the Republican Party without the black vote. Obama already proved that. There is more power in the minority vote than there is in the Republican vote. How can they get more votes without stealing it again? They need to figure out a way. And guess who that way is? Kanye. He's a black man. Black people are going to vote for him because he's a black man, just like they did for Obama. But he's not a black man. That's for the people. Even though he tries to make you feel that way. He's a black man that believes how Trump believes. Alex Jones believes. Just because he's black doesn't mean that he's for the black people, guys. I'm like so disappointed in society that you don't see that. Stop looking at the color of people's skin and look at what they say. That's my heater. My landlord. I can't do anything about it. Sorry about all the noise. But at least I got heat. First time in like 15 years, I get heat on a consistent basis because the people upstairs moved in with kids and they're complaining all the time. You know, slumlords actually finally doing the right thing. Wake up. Wake the fuck up. Seriously, wake up. So over it. Wake the fuck up. Don't vote for Trump because of the tax break. Fuck the money. People come before the money. People should always come before the money. Always. Find a break some other way. All of those kids that were separated from their parents at the Mexican border, and you think they're less than you because they're not citizens? May someone take your children away. And I say it. You don't care about them. Why should anyone care about you and your children? We're all humans. You should care. You should care. Those children are missing. Nobody cares. But you know what you care about? Fucking pictures in a Balenciaga ad. All those kids that were taken advantage of by the Catholic Church. Nobody cares. Brush it under the rug. But you care more about pictures. I can't. So over it. Wake the fuck up and stop being a retarded snowflake reject. Over it. You should be outraged. Somebody had the audacity to tell me I should be outraged by the Balenciaga thing and that they were upset that I wasn't more angry. And I'm looking at them like, you hypocritical fucking moron. You think because you're behind the Balenciaga thing and because you're following the crowd, you fucking follower, that you know more than me and that you're better than me when you're not even paying attention to what's really happening in the world? Do you really know what's going on in other countries? Do you know about the Iranian girl that was killed because she didn't wrap her hijab correctly and that they just had a protest at the UN for it? Oh, you didn't know that. But you think you're better than me because you watch fucking YouTube and you watch Instagram and you know about Balenciaga. I knew about Balenciaga before you did. I've been watching them for 15 years, like I said before. That's why I never gave him $1 of my money. But you're probably wearing Balenciaga sneakers, not even knowing what the fuck is going on. And now you want to follow the trend? Fuck you. Fuck you. And your ignorance. Coming at me. Not knowing what the hell you're talking about. I'm over it. Goodbye.